Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Saturday Boys, where every day is a Saturday. Come hang out with us as we chat about video games, music, movies, all over nice cold drinks. And this one's a fun, frosty one we got going this week. I'm excited for it. But yeah, my name is Nick, and I'm joined by Anthony.
Hi.
And Brandon.
Hey, yo.
So what is this drink we're drinking today? I'm excited.
So it's a little
I also want to get to it because it's melting. So let's take our drink.
So it's a little bit of blended cow brains on bottom, some whipped mayo on top, and then a strawberry as a garnish. So let's just get right into this.
All right. Cheers.
Hey, cheers, yeah.
Cheers.
There we go. Let's see how this goes. Oh, yeah. That's some good cow brain.
We're just not going to talk about that, or
Okay, so really what we did was a shot of whipped cream Smirnoff.
Do you got a name for it? Do you got a name?
Yes,
Okay.
Strawberry Fields.
Hey, Strawberry Fields.
So it's the whipped cream vodka, the strawberry vodka, and then I actually went to Jamba Juice and got the strawberry Surf Rider.
Nice.
Put that in there, kind of whipped it around, put a little thing of like Ready Whip on top with the strawberry. So it's not actually brains.
I know, yeah. Let's eat the strawberry for the Ready Whip is melting as we speak. Mm-hmm. But no, it is delicious. All over the beard. Well, trash napkin. Mm-hmm. Trash napkin. Hey, I see. Speaking of which,
we kind of made it like a smoothie, though. We have like a little. Well, it is a fucking smoothie. Kind of made it. Oh my god. No,
made the smoothie into another smoothie.
Yeah, no, but we put a little
re-smoothied it.
Little straw in here so we can keep whipping it around.
And because we all have mustaches, anything whipped cream, you're gonna be eating that for like an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
I had to actually live through watching the Harry Potter episode from last week when we drank the butterbeer. The entire episode I had the Ready Whip in there. So we're not rocking that again this week. We're just gonna go.
I feel like I told you. Did you just like not want?
No, you told me, and then I was adamant that I wouldn't do it, and then I did do it, and then I didn't do it well enough.
So you had whipped cream whip the entire time.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
But I actually really like this.
I know this is delicious. So it's got 2 shots of vodka in there for okay. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Standard drink.
Yeah,
but it is wonderfully themed.
It tastes like something you would get at like a fucking Margaritaville.
Yeah, it tastes like a Margaritaville drink.
Yeah. Very
vodka with, or anything you get in like Vegas. They just throw alcohol into slushy.
Yeah, any slushy, alcoholic, fruit. Kind of fruity, flu-foo drink. But, I mean, it's good. I mean, basically what we learned is pour Smirnoff into Jamba Juice.
Yes. Yeah. It works out well.
It does. It's actually super good. Happy with this.
But no, yeah, we're drinking Strawberry Fields because we're going to be in Strawberry Fields forever. Yeah.
Talking the Beatles.
Beatles today. Oh man, this is a big one. This is an exciting one too. Mm-hmm. This is we're on the series of biting off more than we can chew, and I feel the hardest with this one.
Yeah,
this is definitely going to be our take of the Beatles, our love letter to it. We are definitely naive fans, and we'll talk about some cool stuff and probably get some stuff wrong because of there's there's so much stuff about this band, like legitimately, just so much information, misinformation, cool factoids, rumors that became cool factoids. There's never been so much reportedness going on a band as this, and I don't even reportedness is a word, if you know what I mean.
Well, especially for a band that was only together for 10 years.
But they had 13 albums in that time period or something. Holy
well, in the
crap.
first, it's just they did so much.
And that's not including all the compilations that were put out.
Right, movies they did so much in a short period of time. It's unreal. I can't even fathom it.
Right. Yeah,
and we have better tech now, and I still think it's ridiculous what they did.
Mm-hmm. They conquered a lot.
Mm-hmm. And even the whole all in the news too right now because of Get Back that just came out this week. We were watching through some of that. We kind of pushed the episode back a little bit just so we can kind of watch some Get Back.
Yeah.
So before we talked about it, the final episode came out today. We haven't watched all of it. We've kind of watched bits and pieces just to kind of didn't have time to watch all of it. Damn, it's like a 6-hour film or something like that.
8 hour between all three.
God, it's.
I have seen the first 2 days.
Okay.
Like we were talking about, it's just them recording Abbey Road.
Really cool stuff.
Let It Be, basically. You kind of see some of the bickerings that go on between the band. You
At the end
see
of the
some
life.
yeah, but you also see a lot of like the fun and happiness that they still kind of had playing with each other, writing those songs.
Something I noticed is they played a lot of cool cover songs to get them like in the mood for stuff.
I like
and they were just playing like Dylan songs or like other stuff, and it's just
fun.
like that's a cool idea to kind of get yourself together, learn what other people are doing. This is a good songwriting.
Yeah, and kind of the breakaway, especially because they were doing so much in succession, like with each day, because they had a time crunch. So they kind of break it up so it didn't get overwhelming.
Definitely cool. I am looking forward to finishing it, and we'll get into that once we get to that kind of the cycle in life, because they do want to start from the beginning and kind of work towards the end, because they do have such a well documented span of like, you can watch a history and like, this is what they're doing this month, this is what they're doing this month, this is what they're doing this month, so you could really like track these 4 individuals and their friends for the time they put out so much stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's been fun. But before we do our full dive in, start at the beginning, let's pop out some not so important news. I can never find a good, when editing these, I'm always trying to find like a good like breaking news thing to put over. They all look so trash. I need to like figure out how to animate one myself. Side note.
Sidebar.
All right, Brandon, you've got a couple. You want to go you, me, you? Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll start off with my lesser of the two.
Okay.
Twilight Zone sea creature washes ashore after sonic boom. This
okay,
is from Yahoo.
There's 2 things for that. Twilight Zone sea creature, and then sonic boom?
Yeah. So they.
I was about to say that was such a bad game.
There was a sonic boom, and it caused
2015. It was terrible.
Fish to pop up onto the Laguna Beach.
What?
It's got like a big ol' unhinged jaw and shit. Like, look at that thing. But the Twilight Zone is that area between like fucking, what is it? It's 650 to 303,000 feet below the ocean surface. So it's like those black bottom sunlight.
When you say Twilight Zone, I immediately think the 1950s
That's
TV
where my
show.
brain went. That is exactly where my brain went. I learned something today that's called the Twilight Zone. Yeah.
So it's right when the sun starts to lose the ability to get through the water and it starts getting dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's called a lancet fish. But they find them by kind of like Oregon near the Gulf of Mexico. But yeah, they find them really deep. But I guess there was some sonic boom that went off.
Mexico.
Well, those are 2 different areas. But
giving you shit.
yeah, no, they found one of them little fuckers.
Terrifying. Just washed up on shore. Did they have any reason why it would wash up on shore?
There was a sonic boom.
Oh, yeah, the sonic. Well, did someone set off dynamite at the bottom of the ocean or something like that?
It just said mysterious sonic boom.
Who calls a sonic boom down there?
I don't know. Let's click on it. Los Angeles.
Kaiju?
Mysterious
Godzilla coming out of the water?
Mysterious loud boom and rattling felt along Orange County and San Diego County coastlines early Monday morning.
We need Ron Perlman.
Was it like some seismic activity, maybe?
Some thought it was an earthquake.
Yeah.
Others believed it was a sonic boom.
I just think like,
how do we
That's
not
literally all
know
they have
these
on it. They
things
don't
in
know what the fuck
2021?
happened.
because it's involving the water or the ocean in some way.
It's terrifying that we know less the stuff that's just off the coast than we do of space.
Right?
You know what I mean?
We've captured images of stuff we didn't even think was possible. But
we don't know what's at the bottom of
here?
the ocean
I
next
mean,
to us.
a giant something. Maybe Godzilla is down there.
Maybe.
At least we know he's on his side. His life is very well documented.
I know, right? Except for there's a couple ones where there's a lot of fish. Nobody likes those ones.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to my story here. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
We'll go on to my story here. It's from Toronto. Walmart pulls children's toy that swears and sings in Polish about doing cocaine. And this is going to be honest, haven't read past that article, that title. I just thought that would be funny. But
I agree.
Yeah.
an Ontario grandmother who brought an educational toy for her 15-month-old granddaughter was shocked when the dancing cactus started swearing and singing about doing cocaine.
How does this happen?
Cactus sold on Walmart's website. Okay. It sings educational songs in English, Spanish, and Polish. But the person who bought it, who's Polish, said when she switched it to the language and listened to the lyrics, it was not about the other stuff. It's about singing, doing cocaine, drug abuse. Oh my, it just goes on. But
Jesus.
that shows when you go on to like, have you ever tried to like go to Walmart and buy something or like shit? I'm pretty sure they have it here. It's like, oh, they have it on the website. You click it, and it's like, oh, we sell it online through third-party retailers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she bought it online through a third-party retailer from there, picked it up at Walmart or something like that.
Now the doll's possessed by a serial killer.
That just really shows the QA of, like, how many Polish people are going to really do this in Canada and Toronto, you know?
Right. No one's paying attention.
Except for Grandma. Grandma's like, excuse me, what?
Yeah, no, that is not a Polish.
Yeah, but that's mine. Just a funny little side bit. You don't hear that every day.
Okay, well, I found mine the same way you found yours. I saw the headline and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of funny. I better bring that one up. Woman allegedly breastfeeds cat on Delta Airlines flight. And it's met with
like
silence.
It sounds like Delta.
Yeah, we rode on Delta. I was not a fan. But yeah, no, it was going between Syracuse, New York, and Atlanta, Georgia.
No, don't you normally put cats like in the cages?
Well, I think if they're like,
it was listed as a
support animal.
Yeah, support animal.
You can. How many? You're allergic to cats. What if some person thing behind you had a cat as a support animal? How would you feel during an 8-hour flight?
So get this though. That after so she wouldn't stop breastfeeding the cat, and then they tried to put the cat away, and it started screaming bloody murder. Then afterwards, they had the group of, they're called Delta's Redcoats, approach her. Delta describes members of the team as elite.
Yeah, basically. They're the Delta SS.
The elite airport customer service experts who are specially trained to handle on-the-spot customer issues.
Mm-hmm.
Are they ready for cat breastfeeding, though?
Security met the flight because a woman was breastfeeding her cat. This woman had one of like those hairless cats swaddled up in a blanket so it looked like a baby, is what one woman said. Her shirt was up and she was trying to get the cat to latch and she wouldn't put it back in the carrier, and the cat was screaming for its life. And then security met with her, and she got told that she couldn't do that again because it's weird and gross.
As
That's from Newsweek.
Good for them.
As a manager, when you get like people that you have to tell them to stop doing something, usually there's pretty good reasons. But when your reasons are, it's just weird and gross, those are usually situations you don't want to be in because you're just like, dude, what the hell?
You're like,
stop.
You're like,
man.
did I just hear that right? Woman breastfeeding a cat?
I don't want to deal with that.
No one should have to tell you to not do that.
Like, why did I have to be at work today?
Right?
Well, at least I'm the red coat on the Delta flight here.
Right.
I'm the elite. I've been
Specially
trained.
I'd like to see the training video for Delta stopping a woman for breastfeeding a cat.
Or there's like, I got nothing.
All right, step one, you approach her. Tell her, hey, excuse me, ma'am, that's violently gross.
Violently.
Don't you see how weird this is?
You're now banned from Delta. You must go fly on fucking Virgin Airlines.
You don't hear that every day.
I know.
Crazy.
Well, that's what I had.
I was going to say, what an end to the news.
I know.
That is a fun little
that one would pop
sidebar
up.
there. Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah.
This drink is very good. Back to the beat. Oh.
I've had to do that a couple times. It's got the tension today. It definitely is a... I usually like to try and keep the drink to last as long, but this one's losing its life. It needs to be drunk soon, sadly.
I need to be drunk soon.
I was just going to say, the drink needs to be drunk or Nick needs to be drunk.
Well, I mean, you could take it either way. I mean,
this is true.
Did you two grow up listening to the Beatles at all very much? Like,
honestly, no.
Like before high school or anything like that?
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah.
All right.
Time out.
Are you okay? Do you have past trauma about this?
No,
I was just going to talk about my first experiences listening to them.
Yeah, no, mine was...
do you like it or do you like it?
Yeah, no, growing up, my parents had the album One in the car.
Okay.
Along with the other 31 million copies of One.
Yeah, it's 31 million copies of One.
I had one of those.
Nice.
I think that was the first like full album of theirs that I listened to. So I think
I didn't listen to the Beatles at all until college.
Really?
Oh.
At all.
Wow.
Like, I've heard a couple of their songs. Obviously, You Can't Escape Hey Jude, All You Need Is Love, some of their big ones, but I never like sat and listened to the Beatles. When I went to was Red Mountain MCC, my first semester at community college up right out of high school. No idea what I was doing, signing up for classes like 3 weeks before they were like starting, and one of the classes was rock history. I'm like, you gotta take rock history if you're like a metal kid from like 2010, you know, wanting to play some. So yeah, we talked about Beatles for like 2 months in that class.
I talked about Beatles for about 2 months in my class.
You took rock history, right?
I took it at MCC at the other campus.
You took it at the other campus.
I had the grunge head, so my
2
Beatles
months about
was
Pearl Jam?
it was Nirvana.
Hey, at least you got to learn about Nirvana.
Yeah, but I had the option. But then I heard your class, and I was like, fuck, I wanted to be in your class.
Just imagine if you had to learn about Pearl Jam.
I just would not came in.
I know. I
think
we all would have felt.
I was allowed to miss a few days.
For those of you that don't know, that's why John's not on the podcast. I ripped into the Pearl Jam too much, and he gave me the fingers and deuced. Just kidding.
I love you, John.
This life is hard.
We love you,
John.
John.
We're all freaking busy.
I still hate Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. Take it or leave it. John forever.
John's forever.
Well, yeah. So I at first, and funny enough, I took that class in the fall semester of 2010. And do you know what music was kind of released in 2010? The Beatles discography had finally just dealt with all of the legal issues between like Michael Jackson and all that weirdness of everything that was going on between buying the rights. So all the CDs were getting reprinted and getting these lovely, I believe these were $20 each. I probably paid like $300 for Beatles music. I spent so much money on music. But no, they were added onto iTunes for the very first time in 2010, right when I started going to college. And it took like 3 years for it to get to Spotify.
It took a long time.
Why did he do that again?
So I didn't look down the rabbit hole of this because I only had so much time to look down so many of the Beatles rabbit holes. It's like a freaking English garden out there with so many rabbits.
Yeah.
But one of them was the whole music rights between the band, like in Apple Records and Michael Jackson, like bailing out stuff or something, and like celebrities owning it versus EMI and Parlophone breaking it. It's a whole bunch of legal red tape everywhere. To basically they're trying to, who owns the richest band in the world and the highest licensing rights for any of these songs.
Right.
And everybody wants a piece of that pie. So everyone who's been a part of it was like fighting for legal rights and stuff. Yeah. So it was just chaos. And it wasn't until 2010 that it finally started to get like all settled, and they were getting actual records and LPs back into production and digital distribution and all that. So it was like it lined up perfectly where I could spend so much money, and it was for school research.
Yeah.
I drove my wife insane. She pretty much hated the Beatles until I started doing research for this episode and was listening to it in a much more calm and concise way. Because also, I have it up right now, but another thing that came out perfectly around this time was the Beatles Rock Band, a 2009 music video game developed by Harmonix. So, bought Beatles Rock Band, bought all of the Beatles albums. I was a little obsessed for a couple months there because I had never really listened to this band before, and I was being told by my teacher how amazing they are, which is kind of a funny thing. Do you guys agree that they are probably the greatest band of all time, or do you disagree with that sentence?
Greatest band? No. Most influential? It's hard to argue that.
Okay.
Do I think they're the greatest? Perhaps no.
They're definitely top, but they're not. I don't know if they're greatest.
I think here's the thing. I think that they are some of the greatest songwriters of all time. Do I think they're the greatest band of all time? They're really good. They're up there. But I think I appreciate the songwriting of the Beatles more than the musicianship of the Beatles. And I also agree that they are probably one of the most influential bands of all time, along with Nirvana. Thank you very much. I'm glad somebody got to learn about them for a month. So
they're definitely like if you were to pick a band from every era, if you think 60s, you'd probably pick Beatles.
I'd pick Beatles.
Exactly. It's like they're the most influential. They were ahead of the curve. They were watching a lot of videos and research because, as I said, there's so much content between first party stuff on YouTube, articles, official documents, so many books about all their lives and everything they've done and all that. There's just so much data out there that like they're definitely the most influential band. I can definitely agree that. Then if you come of a rock background, you probably also say they're the best band of all time. Probably, I'd assume. I know so many people who did that, who are of like the classic rock type of stuff or grew up listening to them and all that. But yeah, definitely definitely enjoy all of their stuff. Do you want to start the breakdown, or do you have any notes set beforehand?
They always say Beatles or Stones.
Beatles. Yes.
Beatles.
So yeah, I mean we're
obviously Beatles kids,
but I don't even get the
That was, I guess, if you grown up in the 60s. Are you the popular kids listen to the Beatles with all the preppy teens?
I guess that's true.
Or are you the rockers sitting over there listening to the Stones, the real British music? It's kind of a more, did you grow up with that type of mentality? Because we didn't grow up in that time period and we didn't really listen to a lot of Stones growing up, we were kind of just given to the more poppy Beatles that were kind of more, shown more. So I mean, it's not like I hate the Stones. It's just I'd listen to them a hell of a lot less.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to them much until my rock history class either. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was just really just the singles are like the greatest hits, and that was it.
So yeah, I definitely enjoy all of that. So let's start. So I'm gonna do a little bit of. I have almost all of them. I ended up forgetting one, or I guess I don't own one, which annoys me so much that I left one at home.
But now you know you don't.
I know. Well, I'm pretty sure I own it. I just may have left it. I mean, it is the one that kind of blends in. I might not have the White Album with us. Let's see. Here we go. Beatles. Oh, actually, I don't have the article of just them up. I have like all the Beatles rock band, Get Back, everything. Yeah, I just don't have their discography.
I'm resisting the urge to not, like, anytime we mention a song, I just don't want us to get copyright struck.
True.
I'm like, hey.
I'm not saying, don't take that the wrong way. I'm not saying I can sing as
it puts me in
close
a
to these guys
bad
at all,
mood.
but that one chance that maybe I do actually sing well, I don't want the strike.
That's kind of funny. I thought without the music behind it, it wouldn't be enough, where you can just kind of like, sing the line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All right, let's get up discography here.
Singing a line.
So I didn't really know much about their early history stuff until doing all this research, watching videos and stuff. But
Hamburg.
Well, even before Hamburg, of them being the Quarrymen, really, really early.
15, 16.
One of the things I knew about that was they were apparently something called a skiffle band. You guys heard what a skiffle is?
I hadn't until like looking this up.
God, what is the? There's a name of.
I don't know the definition. Yeah.
There's a one-hit wonder skiffle thing. It's drinking in the afternoon or something.
I skiffle all the time.
Oh my god. Top skiffle songs of all time. Damn. Oh, this is gonna be a weird article. Top skiffles. I'm not gonna know any of this, but there's one that I'm. It's like drinking in the afternoon or something. One of the guys I watch on YouTube did a video on it, and he's like, "Oh, skiffle is known what the early." Oh man, my wife is gonna make fun of me for this because she'll probably know it right off the top of her head. But yeah, are you on Chick-fil-A?
Shut up! I was trying to do it all secret.
See, you can be mad at him. I at least was gonna keep it secret.
Come on, man.
I understand you're hungry. But yeah, the early stuff. It's kind of cool that like. They come from like the whole 50s rock and roll vibe into the early stuff, because in my eyes Beatles go through 3 different stages in their music, like how I group it, and probably a lot of other people do, like the
rock
early pop like rock and roll stuff, kind of the more middle where they're kind of more cynical but they're still kind of more pop stuff, and then Sgt. Pepper on
it's just
drugs. Where it's just drugs and experimentation, no need to worry about music and infighting.
Yeah.
So, out of the first stage is the most... Listening to a non-single from the first 2 to 3 albums is kind of rough, usually, because they're just pop songs.
Yeah, they're heavily John Lennon.
Very heavily Lennon.
They're heavily Lennon.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's one thing that we'll touch on is...
Our favorite songwriters between the 4.
Favorite Beatles.
Well, it'll probably show as we name our favorite songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first album, Please Please Me. Let's just see what we got on here. From the songs that I know from here, obviously Please Please Me and Love Me Do are the big ones.
Ooh, Misery.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Twist and Shout. Mm-hmm. Is Twist and Shout an original Beatles song? I
feel I always ask the same question,
because I feel like it's
it's another
too
song.
Timeless to be a Beatles song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
It's like it's almost too good. I don't mean that against any of the
Medley
Beatles.
and Russell, so I don't think it is a Beatles written song.
Sung by the Beatles. See.
Yeah, probably not.
Might be sung by the Beatles, but maybe
might be sung
by Beatles.
Improved upon by the Beatles.
But I really like P.S. I Love You and Love Me Do. I also like Twist and Shout.
Twist and Shout. Like I never actually fact checked it, but this thing I read like years ago that was done in one take.
It is a cover,
and it's very damaging to his voice. Like it was very hard for him to do multiple takes of that.
Oh, I believe
that song.
He's yelling.
Twist and Shout.
And they touched on it. I think the
voice.
idea too, like in the special we were talking about on Disney Plus, like when they were trying to write one of the songs, there was the one note Paul wanted John to do, and he was like, "Okay, can we change it? Because like that range."
Yeah, it was really.
He was like, "I don't want to like be in pain every time we rehearse it."
Yeah.
So it's like it probably like reminiscent from like when he had to do that song because it's like he couldn't like if he had to sing it twice in one set, he couldn't do
belting,
it.
I know, right?
Yeah, and it's like just so like, and it's outside his comfort range, and it's very raw like sounding when he does it.
But yeah, the original version is by the Top Notes, an R&B vocal group recorded it. Produced by Phil Spector. That's kind of funny. Kind of came around back to him working with their later stuff. But yeah, it's just a bunch of very classic harmonica-driven leads. I mean, normal, standard, early pop era. And then you got With the Beatles. Have you guys listened to this album from beginning to end?
Actually, not from beginning to end.
No.
I'll be honest.
I forgot. I sat and listened to this entire album from beginning to end on a car ride. I don't remember a single one of these songs. And I don't mean that as a bad thing.
So it's your favorite Beatles album?
It is just... it's very early Beatles, very pop, but none of them... There was not a single from this album. It's not like it was a bad album. I sat there listening to it from the car drive, just bumping along, but it's just very early pop Beatles.
You Really Got a Hold on Me. That's a cover too, isn't it? Pretty sure.
Sounds like
You
it.
Really Gotta
Let's
Hold
go
on
to their next album.
I'm almost positive that's a cover. Yeah, other than that, yeah, let's just...
It's well, what
cool
it did
cover, though.
It did though, the reason why we probably didn't like it too much is it set off Beatlemania.
Yeah.
It was the English. This is still before they crossed the pond.
Yeah.
This is
what
early
kind of blew them
62,
up
63. Yeah, the big single, I Want to Hold Your Hand wasn't even on this. I don't even actually think if I own I Want to Hold Your Hand because it wasn't on one of their official records. It might be on this compilation that I have, Past Masters. Okay, I do have it on the compilation, probably why I bought this compilation, because it wasn't on one of their official records. It was on when Capitol Records started to put a lot of their stuff across the pond, all of the compilations, they'd put like their Please Please Me's and all that type of stuff on there, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. But yeah, that second album, I don't remember it at all. But then it's followed up by their third album, which is their first movie, Hard Day's Night. I really like this album. This brings it right back around. This is kind of where I like the early Beatles stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
The title track from it, Hard Day's Night, it's just... The early Beatles stuff that is energetic is the stuff that I like.
That's what I like, too. The more kind of rocky, energetic, like...
Mm-hmm. Like Love Me Do, it's like, nah, it's all right. It's classic.
Poppy,
but
got like a swing to it.
Yeah.
Please Please Me, I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's all right. I'm trying to think. Sorry, going back because that one's less of an energetic one. Yeah. So I was just thinking the harmonica line, which is something. I think this might be one of the last albums that had like the harmonica leads in it.
I'm pretty sure.
I think they got rid of it by a Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
Can't Buy Me Love's good.
Can't Buy Me Love's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you guys sat and watched the movie A Hard Day's Night?
I don't think
or
I ever
any
have.
clips from it.
I've seen clips. I haven't seen the full.
I watched a couple like clip highlights on YouTube, and it's not like they're bad. It's just it's like, oh my gosh, it's definitely a 60s TV movie.
Oh yeah.
It's just
yeah.
Oh, this production, this was probably written on set this day, and these actors, it just reeks. And it's not Hollywood, it's London, but it just reeks like
London. Interesting
production, in it for the money type stuff. But great songs came out of it, so who can really complain?
Yeah, exactly.
It is of the movies, the three of them, it is the easiest to watch.
Oh yeah, because it just got harder and harder.
Yeah, the clips.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
no, on to Beatles for sale.
I didn't say my favorite song. Oh. You kind of grabbed it and took it from me.
I'm
Hard Day's
Night.
Dude.
Sorry.
You were drinking Can't Buy Me Love. So I know. You guys are way ahead of me on this.
Drink?
Probably.
Mine's done. R.I.P. Drink.
Yeah. Probably Hard Day's Night is my favorite from it, the title track.
Yeah.
But then followed by Beatles for Sale. Worst haircuts.
And then followed by Help.
Hey, I like Beatles for Sale, all right?
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
These are some of the weird, look at Ringo's haircut, dude.
Their haircuts the whole fucking career.
No,
that
but
on
just
the front, George
specifically
looks like,
this. Yeah, George on the front looks meh.
His head looks like
Ringo
an
on
onion.
the back looks meh.
A Hunyan? Hunyan.
I'm sorry, George.
Yeah. But yeah, this is
Very recognizable, though.
8 days a week. Probably favorite song from this one. So good. And from Scrubs. You guys seen the cover from
I don't know.
Turk and Carla's Wedding, Season 3. I love Scrubs. Christopher Lloyd's nephew. What's his name? Ted.
I don't know.
The lawyer from Scrubs. He plays a cover of 8 Days a Week, and he's a left-handed bassist. I just thought that was a cool thing.
Yes,
Paul's a
yes,
left-handed
yes,
bassist.
yes.
So I'm like, hey. Random fun factoid. But yeah, no, this is when they started to get more... Not every song was I Love You.
Yeah.
Because as someone said that they were touring hardcore at this time period, and they had Beatles for Sale. I mean, even the name is like, yep, we're just making money. We're doing this for,
Yeah.
But still going to write some pop songs and a little bit of cynical stuff. But then their next album, Help, was even more like popular and praised from it. But honestly, I don't really know too many of the Help. I listened through it. It's got some real... The singles from it are bangers, but all of the B tracks just kind of blended away for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's got Help, the title track, obviously. It's such a great song. Ticket to Ride, really great song.
Ticket to Ride.
And then it's got Yesterday, which sadly it's like one of the top 5 Beatles songs for me, at least personally. Well, I'll go through my top 5 and everything, but... Yesterday is really good.
I read a quote from John Lennon about Yesterday because I guess he didn't end up liking Yesterday as much.
Because it's a Paul McCartney song. So.
Yeah, it's a Paul McCartney song, but he says it's a beautiful song, but the lyrics don't resolve. Because he's like, it's just a guy talking about yesterday, and he wants it to be yesterday, and he's like, then there's no resolve.
Because it's a sad song. There is no... Sometimes not everything needs a happy ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I understand why that'd be that. Like, why he'd get mad with that. It's like, oh, man, it doesn't follow our stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. God, their voices.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just trying to be the... I can't do an accent.
English.
Yeah, it's rough.
And sometimes their accent comes through really hard, but...
Rubber Soul.
All right, now we're getting to the ones I can talk more about. These are the ones I listen to more of. Their second half. This is basically from... I want to say probably... After Help is what starts the second era, which actually is, I guess, a lot shorter than I thought. Looking at it, we got this Up Through Beatles for Sale is like they still did a movie with this, so it's still kind of commercial. But Rubber Soul, after this point, I mean, this is when the 60s, this is 1965, this is getting more into the hippie culture of everything. They've met Dylan by this point.
They call this the pot album.
Definitely, it's not as Eastern and out there as some of the later stuff gets in there. Like, there's a track on Revolver that hurts to listen to, but but it is starting to get there. The big ones on this one, Norwegian Wood. I used to listen to that song a lot more. I can't stand Norwegian Wood anymore. Listening to it, it just goes on way too long. It's not like it's a bad song. It's just... It also could be my upbringing with it. Norwegian Wood is a song about adultery. Yeah. So I was raised in a very Christian household. So I was also another thing I want to get into at this point. They've already had the whole debacle, the controversy about being bigger than Jesus Christ, which the whole thing is like, you can't listen to the Beatles, just go burn all the records, all that drama. So yeah, I never really was a huge fan of Norwegian Wood. Funny enough, I think I did actually buy it as DLC for Beatles Rock Band because you could buy like add-on songs that like they added in. But yeah, I don't really know too many of the other songs from this one other than Drive My Car. I mean, it starts off really strong. Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, and then it's about all I got. Yeah, really.
Beep 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 beep. Sorry, I had to do it.
Oh, beep 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 beep. Yeah.
Drive My Car. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Jeep. Beep beep. I'm a Jeep.
I'm a sheep. Isn't that the thing? Or I'm a cow? I don't know. There's a terrible pop song out there that's like I'm a cow or something like that.
And then
this is when the Beatles they were starting to get a little 60s with Rubber Soul, but from Revolver on, they are definitely out there. It is the 60s, LSD, weed, flower power, all that type of stuff is going
full force.
Full spring by the time Revolver comes out. Because this is the end of 65 or 66. I forget when this started to come out. I can pull it up on my phone, but that's admitting defeat. Right. But yeah, this is on Rubber Soul. It starts off super strong with Taxman, followed by Eleanor Rigby, which is Eleanor Rigby is also another super covered song that everyone's done on there. But
I do like an Eleanor Rigby.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. It shows the lead singer on this. I never actually, I haven't looked at these backs of these since recently, but Yellow Submarine's on this one because I also have Yellow Submarine from the album. Whoa! Yeah. Interesting. I didn't realize it was on this one too. Well, there we go. Funny enough, I'll get to it when we get to Yellow Submarine in a minute here, but I only bought it for one song because I'm pretty sure Yellow Submarine is just the compilation of all of the things from the TV show and stuff, but it has one song that I really, really like that's not on any of their albums, so I bought that whole one record for the one song so I can get it downloaded on my Zune, because this was 2010.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I'm like 2010 download. That was
still the only person I've ever known that's had one.
Hey, yep.
I did really want one.
They were cool. I mean, I had Hexic and then that one shooter that was like kind of like Galaga, but wasn't more like a top-down shooter. It was fun.
Oh, okay.
The games were really what got it with the Zune. But yeah, so that one, the Revolver, has been said to be like a number one album of all time, but I always thought this was what I heard as the number one album of all time. When I hear like of the best concept albums, and to be honest, an album I tried to sit through multiple times that I failed every time I tried to sit through this album from beginning to end.
It's hard, man.
It's hard, dude. When I'm 64 and Within Without You is such a long song. Oh my god. Yeah, it may have started the idea of a concept album, but can I just really like the first two songs and then skip it? Actually, and skip track. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Do you guys like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
Yeah,
I do, but it does get old fast.
It gets really old really fast. I've listened to it probably one or two times in the past couple weeks doing research for this, and almost every time when it's come on, I've just skipped it. It's got to be that, like, is it a accordion tone, or it's the piano riff, the do do do? It's just so harsh, so that it just goes to the entire song. You know.
You remember how I told you I attempted to take notes on the Beatles and then I just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
And I took one note.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
No. But it is on Sgt. Pepper's.
Okay.
A Day in the Life. Yeah,
I don't like that song.
I put. It's an alright song, but that build up that's in the middle of it gives me so much anxiety when all of the
So I'll tell you about my experience today, because I was trying to sit through this album again today. I was driving around doing groceries, and me and my wife were in the car, and that part on A Day in the Life came in, because I was telling her, this song came on, and I was like, all right, so I know this song is really liked, but man, this is an A and B song, and I like B, but there's twice as much A, and I hate everything else in this. And Katie's like, what? I'm like, all right, so this is the beginning of the song. I had the news today. You know, John Lennon's terrible singing voice, piercing through the nothing else that's in the song, except for the piano. And then...
So Nick loves John Lennon.
It's getting roasted right now.
I'm getting real. And then it starts that build-up. And I was turning it down, and it was getting louder than I was turning it down. So I was trying to hold a sentence here, telling her, like, unfortunately, in order to get to to Paul's part that I like, I have to get through this part. And I was like, trying to like raise my voice, and it was like, that's why I don't like this song.
I hate that part in that.
And then
song.
John Lennon comes back at the end. Yeah, Day in the Life. I understand why this album is loved. It's, dude, just the cover. We haven't even really talked about the Beatles covers. We will when I ask you guys what your favorite cover is. So, you know, get that in your noodle.
I lost it.
But the cover of this, I've seen so many infographics of like where they have everyone like 1 through 50 or however many people on here to explain like which actor, icon, or which all of this was everyone on there, and it's just like such an iconic cover with the name and them in the outfits and the weirdness of it. Also, fun fact, as we learned from that video, was the first one to have the lyrics in the songs, which is crazy. So, there they are, the boys in yellow and pink and fluorescent colors. But yeah, no, it's not like it was a bad album. It's just, it's definitely not my cup of tea. I'm more of a coffee person. Doesn't mean I hate it. It's just I like a couple songs off of it, and that's my end. That's my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And Sgt. Pepper's is just throw it on the ground. It's all right. Everything's on Spotify nowadays anyway. So
just get rid of it.
But yeah, their next album, Magical Mystery Tour.
What the fuck was that movie?
What the fuck was this movie? When you hear about weird, trippy stuff, this is always brought up. But it has, sadly, one of my favorite songs from them. The only song that John sings that I really like.
George?
No, I Am the Walrus.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite John Lennon song.
I like Hello Goodbye.
Because of the distortion on his voice. It kind of matches it. You know?
Strawberry.
Hello Goodbye. This does have a couple good tracks from it. The video, the actual movie, I haven't really watched because it's really hard to sit through because it's just them on a bus with random people.
I think, wasn't it like the first thing that they really did that critically it just got trashed on?
Yes, I heard that too. Yeah, that makes sense because like it's kind of... they were getting out there in this album, but people still liked it. Mm-hmm. This is just...
I think this has better
the
songs
next
than
level.
that.
I agree though. That's my thing. It's more of my cup of tea though. I like the weirdness of it. While this was just too weird, kind of.
This had Blue Jay Away, I Am the Walrus, Hello Goodbye, Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, All You Need Is Love. I mean,
but they had enough songs in there that were poppy enough that were singles. They weren't trying to like concept all of it. I mean, I love a good concept album like The Wall. Boulevard of Broken Dreams, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
American Idiot. That's what I meant.
Way to do Green Day dirty, man.
It happens when you're talking too much.
It's okay.
But, yeah, that's not bad. Really liked it. But, can you guess the song that I bought this for? Because now we're on to Yellow Submarine.
All together now?
Yeah. There's one, not all together now. No. All right. Your turn. One song on here. Okay. I wanted to make sure it was actually on there, that I wasn't telling a lie. Can you think of it? No?
One. Because you said All Together Now, right?
Yeah. You said All Together Now, yeah. Because a lot of these are on other records or from the thing.
I guess it would be All You Need Is Love, right?
Nope, not All You Need Is Love. This is the only record with down 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 down. Hey Bulldog. Hey Bulldog is only on this record. It's one of my favorite Beatles songs, and it's only on Yellow Submarine because it was just a single that was like released in the time period and all that, and it was it's on like some other like compilations and stuff like that was released, but it was only on Yellow Submarine unless you buy it individually. I really like Hey Bulldog. And it was on Rock Band. That's how I knew about it. It was the only song that was like the Yellow Submarine album one from that game. I know it's true. The blue. So you actually watched the whole Yellow Submarine thing on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god!
Just look at that one up close. Look at that face.
It's 60s animation at its finest.
Look at that face on the far right.
Ringo? No, hold on. Let's see. We got John right here. George, Ringo. That's Paul? Oh, Paul. They did you dirty, dude. Oh, Paul. Oh.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's rough. But yeah, you actually sat through the whole Blue Meanies. All I know is that they get attacked by Blue Meanies and stuff. I couldn't sit through this.
I couldn't sit through the whole thing.
It is 60s and British. It was funny because I love Monty Python and stuff like this, but this type of stuff is just weird. Now we get to arguably like the most interesting.
We're gonna talk about the White Album.
Shit, White Album. Pretend this is white. Yeah, the back of that's white.
It's white enough.
Nailed it.
Next, thank you. I am missing the White Album, but that is their. next big thing. Because by this point, they're done with movies. They've done their 3 movies. They're done with records. They're done done touring. They're just wanting to record, and they have put like how many hours was it? Like 500 hours or some crap like that into the White Album.
I think so.
And is it sad that I really don't like the White Album too much? I love the singles from it, but the in-between tracks aren't, like, they're not my... I've learned from listening to the Beatles all in all here, and it kind of really showed here that, like, since I didn't grow up with it, and I haven't sat and listened to... When I mostly listened to the Beatles nonstop back in 2010, it was the singles. It was the stuff from Beatles Rock Band. It was basically cutting out all of the stuff that was average and below, and just all of their best stuff. So it was like,
that's kind of how I
hear some of their kind of other stuff. Like, I never, to be honest, this Revolver has a song in it that I never knew they did. Is it Hello There Everywhere? It's a Middle Eastern song in the middle of that record that's like 4 minutes long, and it's just them with a guitar and like a sitar, and I heard that and I'm like, this is so hard to sit through. And then the next song is just like a normal pop song. I'm like, what the but that's just, like, I curated my own, like, cut of the Beatles stuff that I'd like. So, and damn, I like it. But sitting through the White Album was a lot of the stuff that I wasn't the hugest fan of. But it has While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which is one of my favorite Beatles songs.
Really good song.
Holy crap, I love that song.
Really good
George
song.
Harrison written... and who was it Peter Frampton? There was like a ghost guitarist that like did that guitar solo.
Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton? Yeah. Okay. That like he wasn't accredited or something like that. So it's like,
which is so weird. But.
Yeah, just early music industry. He was probably just chilling. I don't even know. They probably actually is very well documented because this band is very well documented. But yeah. You got any more thoughts on the White Album? I don't have the discography. I'll pull it up here for you. Let's see. It's White Album. Oh, gosh. I'm still on With the Beatles. Gotta skip ahead a couple.
With the Beatles.
But, no. Rubber Soul. I'll get there eventually. Revolver.
You're almost there.
Unfortunately, I have to skip all the... I have to go through all the Capitol Records crap. All of their, like, Beatles 6.
Yeah.
Beatles with... for sale. I know that's a real album. Crap. they have the stupid like Long Dry Night or something like that.
So yeah, there's back in the USSR.
Oh, Back in the USSR. That's such a weird song. Oh, this is Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, such a drama-ridden song.
Oblada.
Obladi oblada.
Okay, I want to bring this up. I want to be on the internet saying this. The Offspring, Why Don't You Get a Job, has got to be derivative of Obladi Oblada. Like, it has got to be, dude. That is the same... Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
Right.
It's the same exact melody.
It really
like
is.
It's just off in beat count a little bit. It's very close.
Yeah, and it might be like a little bit of a different key.
Watch it be like the dude from Offspring was just listening to Beatles one day while he was recording, wrote something, they got it, kind of worked through it. They're like midway through producing it, and the dude's like, this kind of sounds like the Beatles. And it's like, oh no, it's too late. We have to push it.
Yep.
Nana, why don't you get a job?
This is my job, goddammit.
Rip off the Beatles like everybody else.
Speaking of rip off the Beatles, we'll take a little side note here. Yesterday, did you guys see that movie Yesterday?
I didn't because you did, and I heard your review.
It was pretty good. It was all right.
I thought you said it wasn't worth it.
It was okay.
Oh. Yeah. I just remember like getting like from the discussion with you, like that's all I needed. Like I didn't feel the need to watch it, I guess, after that.
Yeah, no, it was all right. Just like premise of what happens.
Because that's like a guy goes back in time or something, right?
No, it's what if the Beatles had never existed. And he's the only one that knew that the Beatles existed.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
So he was writing all of the Beatles songs. And
like 2019 or something like that?
Yeah, and using them as his own, but he was just doing like the main hits and shit.
Yeah.
He took one.
Yeah, he basically wrote one again, but it got popular and shit in there. But they had a lot of cool covers, like just kind of new variations on Beatles songs. They were pretty good, but fun little movie.
Okay.
It was okay.
That's kind of what I've heard. Is just okay.
You'll watch it once and be like, all right.
Hey, you know, if it's on any streaming services, I will definitely watch it. I forgot
Yeah.
that was. I probably would have
too.
watched it if I would have remembered that was a thing before today.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? Speaking of other side movies, have you guys seen Across the Universe?
Yeah.
I saw it back like
Way back,
so.
yeah.
way back before I listened to the Beatles. And I had no idea what I was watching. Like one of my buddies from I think it was elementary school. What year did Across the Universe come out? It was like early 2000s, right?
I thought so. I thought like 2004.
Yeah, like I think in junior high, I ended up watching it with like one of my buddies, and I had no idea what was going on.
Why do I even not like? have any memory of
2007.
this?
Okay. Yeah. Across the Universe. Oh, there we go. You ever seen the trailers for that or anything? It's like all Beatles music.
This
but it's
one.
just
This
like,
is the one I was used to seeing.
Yeah. Oh, it's on Tubi.
Maybe.
What the hell is Tubi?
Right.
Tubi?
There's so many streaming services out there these days. I don't know. But yeah, no.
Keeps me up at
To
night.
be or not to be?
That is the question. But yeah, White Album. Got blisters on my fingers at the end of Helter Skelter.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Such a classic line.
Right.
Other than the hits, yeah, I just never really listened to the White Album that much, to be honest. I would just skip some of the songs I liked and then move on to the next, which starts the decline and the final era, probably the most well-recorded era, which is also the Get Back era. This is the kind of the final two, the dysfunctional part of the band, but honestly, some of the best music came from these last two albums.
Yeah.
Even though they were hating each other, not really recording together, trying to, failing, all that stuff. These are some really good songs on these last couple records. Some of my favorites are on it. Abbey Road specifically has, let's see,
The big one.
Here Comes the Sun, definitely
Do-do-do-do.
my number. I'm so happy that you had this on vinyl because I couldn't find it on vinyl at Zia or anywhere I went because these Beatles records aren't really like easy to get at secondhand shops. They come up as soon as they come in.
That's why I grabbed it.
But yeah, this has got like Come Together, Something, Octopus's Garden, I Want You, Here Comes the Sun, Because, The End. So many good songs are on this record that I'm probably just going to say this is probably my favorite Beatles record just because of how much of it I like. All the others have songs that I like better, but if I were just to put on a Beatle record from beginning to end, it'd probably be Abbey Road. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree with you, and that's why that's the only one I own on album.
That's why I'm so happy you own it on an album. Like,
I
respect.
actually do put it on my record player and just listen to it front to back, and it's a great album. I love every song on it.
And the cover, I mean, it's great because it's a real location that people can recreate, and it's also such a good photo. And there's no text on it. It's just them walking across the street. It's Abbey Road.
While we're on it, my favorite album art
Of all time?
from them.
From them? Oh, from them.
From them.
Oof. Yeah, it's... Ugh.
It's either that or it's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah, now that I think... Because I didn't look at them all, because I thought I'd be... Yeah, I'd probably have to say Abbey Road too. Damn, are we just a bunch of Abbey Road like fanboys?
I think so.
Shit.
Yeah. I wanted to be like
Anthony?
I wanted to be the different one, but I can't.
We got
Sgt.
an hour into
Sgt.
this, and now we
Revolver.
realize.
Oh shit, we all just really like Abbey Road. Well, at least we got to the album we all really like.
Yeah.
Because frickin' A. All right, I want us to talk about some of the stuff here. We get into our songwriters and our Beatles and everything, because now that we're kind of towards the end of the songs. All right, you guys know my feelings on John.
You love him. Favorite Beatle.
Yeah. Paul, really good musician. Still kicks around, likes his stuff, love Wings. But probably not my favorite in the Beatles. I like his singing style a lot, but my favorite writer, probably, I really like George's songs. I love all of his songs that he gets to sing. And then fucking every time Ringo has a single that he sings, I love it.
Yeah.
Like fucking Octopus's Garden.
Right? I'm so happy he sings in that one.
And okay, I skipped over it because we talked about it. What are your guys' opinion on the song Yellow Submarine?
I feel like it's like kind of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. The more I hear it, the more I don't like it.
It's opposite for me.
Oh, really?
I fucking love this song.
I just can't.
I go back and forth on it. I hated it. And
I was told it was the worst song ever for years of people just singing that chorus, but I love the verses, and I just like it's.
The verses.
I'd rather listen to Yellow Submarine than All You Need Is Love. I'm kind of sick of that damn song.
Yeah.
That song also got marketed to hell, and all that has some other stuff around it. But, oh gosh. Oh wait, is Hey Jude on any of these, or is Hey Jude only on the Past Masters? Because that was a single, right? I feel dig upon.
I thought Jude was on a different one.
I think I might have bought. I might have gotten. Yeah, Past Masters has Hey Jude. Because I don't. Oh, actually, it says, "Don't Let Me Down" with Billy Preston. Get back. Oh, that's kind of cool. The Past Masters credits Billy Preston when he's in the songs.
Nice.
The official fifth member of the Beatles who's in these last two records.
Oh.
I didn't really even know about until doing research.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, that's kind of cool that they actually got someone to perform all those accordion keys parts and all that stuff for the last bit, especially for the live performance at the end of Get Back. They needed someone to do all that stuff. The rooftop show, which until I did some research because I didn't like fully watch Get Back, obviously, but they get into fights because they were supposed to like record in like the music video, but they ended up doing it impromptu on the roof because like they got into fights and George Harrison leaves at one point in time or something like that, and they end up doing. They were gonna do the whole album up there, but they only did like a 40-minute set or something like that. But some really good songs on that set too. But.
I've been liking Get Back. It's definitely different, but it's like you're hanging in the room with the Beatles. So
it is cool.
Like
fly on the wall.
But I've heard some criticism because it is edited and it's kind of telling a story. But that's also one of the reasons why they didn't touch the footage for so long. Because the Beatles did put out, what was the name of their documentary where they used the footage? I think it may have been called like Let It Be.
Let It Be.
They released it with the last album, and then they used some of the footage that is in Get Back, some of the same stuff for their little documentary.
Well,
speaking of, we'll just move on to Let It Be. And the reason why we thought of it is, do you guys like Hey Jude?
I do,
but I think more as like a group listening.
I could tell the way you said that.
I feel bad. I don't like Hey Jude. I didn't grow up with it. And I have a distinct memory. This is going to be weird. But in my driving class in, I think, 10th grade, I had the PE teacher, because those are the only people who teach driving class.
He farted in the car while he was listening to Hey Jude.
No, he just sucked Hey Jude's dick every day. Like, he loved that fucking song. He was a really cool teacher, and he had the most weirdest analogies. And I remember I remember him talking about he loves going to QT because it was so clean. And he did some kind of thing about that, but random stuff. Like, he would always talk about how he loved Hey Jude, and I was just like, it's a song.
That was violent.
Oh, also random fun fact. I remember hearing a Beatles cover band outside Superstition Mall once that were playing Hey Jude, and I didn't recognize it because I didn't know Hey Jude. Nice. I was just like, what the fuck is this song?
What's this?
I was like 14 at the time or something like that. Random fact of my disdain for Hey Jude. I guess not disdain, indifference. Yeah. And I feel bad because everyone else loves it so much, and they have the flow chart. It's like, you can do the whole lyrics with this flow chart. I'm like, a lot of songs are like that, but okay, cool.
It's an alright song. I like Hey Jude. Okay, it's not the best song of all time, but
it gets credited as that a lot. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just like, I kind of disagree with that one. I agree with some of the other songs I like more. So I
think it's impactful, but I feel like it doesn't have very much. It has longevity, but not in the way of listening to it. I think it's just impact of what they did with the song.
Something you said though, I feel would be different if I were to go see an acoustic performer. I don't know. Oh my God, what was the guy who did Under Oath? I'm trying to think.
Aaron Gillespie.
Like, if we were that and he played fucking Hey Jude and we were all standing there around him singing it, I would get into it because it's more of
a group thing. Yeah.
A group thing. I was like, I could see it as a live cover group type thing, but that's kind of how they filmed the song. So I guess
it has that vibe. So I think it kind of reminds you of that. So it kind of transports you back to that moment. But just individual listening or casual listening, it's I mean, I skipped it today too. Like I listened to it one time, and then there's like some I listened to like 2 or 3 times.
That's all my research.
Like,
I'm good.
That and it's a time waster because how long it is.
It's a long song.
Like
I love doing that at the end. I will put Hey Jude on in the car just to do that ending part.
I can respect.
Your neighbors are like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Is he dying?
Is he dying? Does he need help? Is there an animal that needs help?
Right.
No, there's a Paul McCartney over here that needs help.
Right. He's belting it, man.
Oh, it's too good. I just want to talk about that because I'm pretty sure that's not on Let It Be. No, Dig a Pony, Across the Universe.
No, it's a Revolver.
Yeah.
Revolution B-side is what it said.
Ah, okay.
Revolution.
Oh,
B-side.
which is their song Revolution 1. It was a B-side on that single, which is why it's not on any of the albums. Why do vinyls have to be so weird technology to translate to other mediums? But yeah, probably my favorite one off of this. Oh, they do have one after 909. I just realized that because we were talking about the.
Oh yeah, because I didn't know they actually do it. I just thought they were talking about it, but.
Wait, what is the end on? Oh yeah, the end is on Abbey Road.
Yeah.
It's weird because they recorded all the songs together, but it's not on their last album. So I was like, it's weird because it's called The End,
right?
But
that was finished after this. Like, come on, order of events. Did you just kick them or?
I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, probably my favorite one from this would be, probably Get Back, sadly. Because a lot more of the other ones I like are on Abbey Road from the other sessions.
You see it?
Do you really think I'm going to fall for that live?
Oh.
And he's gone.
And we're still recording.
We lost him, everybody. I flipped him off under the table.
I gave him the bird.
Also use it as an opportunity to make sure we are still recording this week.
Yeah, sorry about last week. We did find out what happened. We got down to the root of the problem. It will not happen again.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But so now we've kind of went through all of the discography. I want to talk about the bigs. I have my favorite Beatles song personally. That if I were to listen to one, it is a very long song, and I like it so much because I play the guitar riff all the fucking time. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow.
Why?
I want you. I just vibe with that song so much. It's a chill song. It's funny because I talked about how my other favorite Beatles songs are like their upper high energies, but like one of my favorite ones is just one of their chill, just like I want you, and then she's so down, like the whole progressive rock breakdown.
Yeah,
that's one where that gets loud towards the end, but it's the tail end of the song, and it builds up and then it just cuts off.
Gets you excited
so that one I can excuse that loud build up. It's not in the middle of the damn song. Not Long Winding Road. The other long song, whatever from Sgt. Pepper that we talked about. But yeah, probably I Want You would be my it's my top 5 Beatles songs float around depending on my mood. I've got I Want You, Here Comes the Sun, Octopus's Garden. I've been really digging. You know what song I've been bumping a ton these past couple weeks? And Your Bird Can Sing.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite upbeat ones. It's got a great guitar riff through it. It just it's off of Rubber Soul or Revolver, I think. It's in the middle of their discography.
You sound like dumb.
No dumb.
Revolver on the ground.
Where is And Your Bird Can Sing? It's funny enough, I could just Google it, but
It's right here.
Oh.
I got them both! Oh!
So
shit!
Freaking mad. What were we even doing? What were we looking up? That made me so mad I forgot what we were doing.
And Your Bird Can Sing.
Me.
Every bird can
But
sing.
you can't
And Your Bird Can
And
Sing.
Your Bird Can
me. All right.
Body
Your
bag.
guys' favorite songs now that I've been flipped off. Brandon, you go first. If you were to say, what's your favorite
I'm actually
song?
more of a Stones guy.
1 hour of this,
you
we find
leave the
out
room.
now.
No, the Long Winding Road is for
Long Winding Road?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like me some Long Winding Road. Even though, like, I kind of agree with you. I think overall, like, if I'm listening to the Beatles, I do like a little bit more high energy, but the Long Winding Road just hits me.
I feel it. Anthony?
Eleanor Rigby.
I can see
It
that.
stands out. It was like, I think
It's
the first,
a
like,
weird song.
It was my favorite for the longest time until I heard the Long Winding Road, and I was just like, oh.
like
got
more
you.
of like that style, or like more like the ballad ones. I kind of gravitated towards those. That's like more of my favorites when I first started listening to them.
I got you.
Favorite Beatle?
Favorite Beatle. So let's go back to 2010. I am also in a creative writing class, and we get a research piece where you have to do research on an individual. And I'm also taking a rock history class with 4 very interesting individuals. So I decide to do my creative writing, like, research essay of a person on George Harrison, because I knew jack shit about George Harrison
Quiet
at that
people.
point in time. I only knew John Lennon and Paul because they were the big two, then Ringo because everybody makes fun of Ringo, and then there's George Harrison who's just there. So I think the title of my paper was like George Harrison, the Forgotten Beatle, or some shit like that, because that's how my personal opinion of it. I'm not knowing, I was knowing shit about him, and that's also why I think I like his stuff, is I've seen all of the I've listened to even his solo work too at that time. I listened to some of it. It's not my favorite stuff. He definitely does get very Middle Eastern. Him and John did stay more time in India and LSD and drugs and all that. I mean, it took its toll on him, but he did do a lot of cool research stuff. So probably I'd have to say, because I did all that research on it, and guitar, George Harrison. I always listen to those guitar riffs, and he can shred if he wants to. So I'd probably have to say George is my favorite of the Beatles.
George.
Anthony?
I think it was Ringo, but as I got older, it's Paul.
Paul?
Paul. Ringo.
I love Ringo. He's probably my
Ringo.
second
Well,
favorite.
you know, we all
I
like
love
the guys
his
that play our own
songs.
instruments.
Oh my god!
I know. What do you know?
I didn't even.
You like the guitarist. You like the bassist. I like the drummer.
That's.
I just like Ringo's personality.
Oh, have you guys seen Ringo? I'm gonna put this up.
Are you?
I created notes.
One time.
I see the Beatles. I have nothing on it now. So let's go. We are here. I'll break it down for the audience. We are 1 hour and 10 minutes ish, give or take.
And I'm out of bubbly and my other beverage, so we gotta fucking start cruising. Okay.
We're wrapping up here, but I will write Ringo's art. Have you guys seen Ringo's art?
I feel like I've heard it mentioned.
I'm gonna
but I
say
haven't seen
no. I'm gonna say no. But I love the way that he acts in everything that I've ever seen him in. He's the zaniest one.
On Ringo's MS.
That's how I have to say it too. The
Ringo's
Beatles.
MS Paint
Beatles.
art.
The Beatles.
Is it like the art style like from Yellow
Is that
Submarine?
real?
These are real, dude.
Is that real? There's no fucking way. No.
You've never seen these.
I guess I didn't get a good look at them.
Anthony's never seen these. I know he hasn't.
No,
he's
he's seen the Game Grumps animated where where Aaron does this to Dan.
Show that to him.
You've seen this, right? Oh no, you haven't?
What the fuck is that?
You haven't seen Your Baby?
I loved Ringo, and now I hate Ringo.
No, this is in the nine. Oh God, you guys watch the Game Grumps. I'll put it
still
on
love
after
Ringo,
this. I love this. Ringo's still my second favorite Beatle. I love this shit. This is so genuine.
That
It's so
is-
Ringo.
That is like somebody found Microsoft Paint.
Well, he was like, I was on tour and it was killing time in the bus, and I had the Microsoft Paint and I just draw, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's fucking.
Oh, Ringo's
cool.
so awesome.
Have you ever seen Jerry Garcia's artwork?
No.
He did digital artwork. Dude, that shit is badass.
Oh well, okay.
Anthony's seen it in person with me in Cleveland when we went at
Oh,
the
did
Rock
we?
and Roll Hall
Okay.
of Fame. There was an entire exhibit. Little burp into it. A little bit more trippy. But I mean, still,
Nice.
you know.
Yeah,
Definitely not fucking that.
I know, right?
Now I have to. Now I have to edit our faces onto that.
Good luck.
Yeah, you do.
That's all I have to say. Good luck. Yeah. Favorite.
Whoa.
That made me laugh. Plus, I need some water.
George Harrison coming out. Coming out, getting you.
Yes. You guys have any more final thoughts other than the fact that I just really, definitely enjoy listening to this band. Probably gonna give them a break now. Holy crap! I listened to so much Beatles in the last 2 months. Watch Get Back and then kind of put it aside. But definitely super influential on what I've been listening to the past 10 years. I can definitely say it really opened up my eyes to like 60s. And now I've listened to like a ton of other influential rock pop bands from that era. But yeah, especially now that they've got all the stuff on Spotify and all.
It's been much easier.
It's been much easier. They have the official releases now on their actual YouTube page that they have. Mm-hmm. So it's much easier to listen to the Beatles music. But yeah. And there's one of those bands that like you can either listen to their most popular songs and get just as much enjoyment as like deep diving into other stuff. If you can put however much energy you want to the Beatles and you'll find like how much you'll like.
Yeah.
And I found for me a little bit more than I did 10 years ago is what I like. Any much more, I don't need to listen to those middle tracks on Revolver. I can just skip over those, trim the fat.
Yeah.
And then really good career, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Most influential. It's definitely out there. I mean,
they were able to write a freaking whole album like a day.
That was a fun fact that they what was it?
Songs.
Please Me. That was their first album. They just because it was so easy and there was only 4-track stuff. They just recorded it all in a day, and it's like that's
all live recordings.
We've done recordings. You get maybe 2 songs a day if you're good. 3 if you know them and really well. But yeah. Especially now, but back then I can't even imagine it being all analog and shit like that because we were all used to digital recording.
Yeah, no, they had to play it
and Get Back. They're talking about they have 8-track setup, 4-track setup, and it's like I didn't even think of like having actual tape to record stuff. I'm like that's ridiculous to think of in my brain, but they managed all of that and they kind of set the standard, and everybody else followed. They couldn't even meet up to their own height in their own solo careers. So yeah.
Actually, one thing I want to bring up, the whole conspiracy that that Paul McCartney died in 1966.
I didn't really look into that because that's such a conspiracy theory. What do they got for that? Like, what are their whole things?
So it's literally things like here, grab Sgt. Pepper's real quick.
Sgt. Pepper's.
So like just stuff like this, like how the person has like their hand over. So like kind of like the way everything's structured, it kind of almost seems like if you really like focus on it, it seems like it's focused in on him looking forward at us. Him I mean Paul. And then you have this one guy with the hand over his frame. Right? Well, I know. But this is what I'm saying. This is the reasoning for it.
I know.
And then the person have the hand over his head like this supposed to be like a symbolism of death. And then there's supposed to be when you put the reflection right here, like you cut this in half and have it reflect over itself, it's like Roman numerals, and then it says he die. So it's like the date that he supposedly died in the car crash, and then he die or he something like related to that.
He did die, and then he came back 3 days later because he's Jesus Christ.
No, that was John who's Jesus Christ.
Oh, and no, you're right.
Paul's Paul.
Yeah, he's Paul.
Oh yeah, Paul.
Yeah. Apparently he died in 1966.
Paul, shit. My Christian upbringing. Paul came later.
Paul the Apostle.
Yeah, shit.
Paul the Possum.
Never mind.
Paul the Possum.
So anyway, so they're all standing here, and then someone like was saying like that this is like a left-handed instrument, and then when you like people like looked at it, they saw that it said Paul and then question mark, like that this is his grave. This is what I mean. Like people stretched.
How hard the fuck you looking at this picture?
No, I can see the Paul with the question mark.
It's just like remember the whole Lion King thing that is to see that it was subliminal messaging and it said sex, but it's really just what SFX, like it was like the audio, whatever.
Sure.
It was just like one of those things where people are just like any
grasping at straws.
Yeah, or like there's like the booklet in there. One of the pictures that actually has all of them standing there and only Paul's facing away from the camera. So just stuff like that, like any little thing.
That means he died.
Yeah.
And we replaced him with a very good double who can write and sing just as well. And
Right. That's literally all.
now that
all the
we've
rebuttals
seen
are
Get
based off
Back, that's just, oh my God.
Right. It's one of those things where, like, if you have no context and everyone just shows you these facts blindly, like with anything, it's really easy to convince people. Not everyone, but like you can.
Oh, here it is. Proof. It's in the pudding.
And then there's a picture too that it has like I think George pointing at a lyric. It gets stupidly like obtuse. People believes it. People believed it.
Believes it.
People believes it. But yeah, the people like were gung ho that this was like a legitimate thing.
But what about this picture of Paul over here on set of Lonely Hearts Club?
Yeah. What about this?
Well, I mean, album covers on these there too.
Hundreds of hours of footage they just pulled through and put up on Disney. Whatever.
Well, it's just saying that's the double.
Oh, here's the face thing. Tells you who's who.
Yeah, it tells you all who's who.
Yeah,
all the different numbers.
15 is Bob Dylan.
Hey, there you go. Nice.
But yeah, that like when it was like a 20-minute video I watched, and I was like, as I'm like
20 minutes of
just, and that's not even all of it. There's even more stuff, but that was like the more like popular, like well-known things. I'm like, there's more than this.
As I said, it is a garden full of rabbit holes.
Yeah,
and you just get to pick which one you want to jump into today.
Yeah, and that whole conspiracy he was dead thing, it's like literally all you have to say is like the thing you brought up like a couple minutes ago. Like, so they got someone that looked just like him, was as musically talented as him,
who knew the stuff that they wrote together in high school.
Right.
They talked about some of that stuff on Get Back. I mean, I'm pretty sure that footage is
or even on this
damning.
It's supposed to be how is it? Because the license plate, how it says 28 if. That's the way they interpret it, because at this time, if he was actually alive, he'd be 28, because that's how old he was. So if he was still alive,
and he's not wearing shoes, so that must mean he's dead.
No, that was a symbolism that he was Jesus.
Oh my
God! Like there's symbolism for the way they were walking.
I made that
here.
up because I just noticed.
Exactly.
I just now noticed he wasn't wearing shoes. To be honest, I never saw that.
People are saying because he's left-handed, why would he have his cigarette in his right hand? Like literally, that's everyone looked at any little detail because it's the problem is, and the person for the video that was hosting it said it's one of those things where if you go into this thinking he's dead, it's just like with
the evidence. You
convince yourself. It's just like when someone says like, "Oh, we put Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon together, it lines up perfectly."
If you play Obi-Wan,
if
you play Obi-Wan,
you're my only hope.
Obi-Wan's actually my favorite Beatle.
Ewan McGregor. Woo! Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how ridiculous.
That's Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, see,
he is Jesus Christ. I mean, they do get compared quite often.
I want a Beatles biopic where all 4 Beatles are played by Ewan McGregor.
I'd watch that too.
I probably would watch that.
Everybody would watch the fuck out of that.
Oh my God, too good. But yeah, I think that's about all I got for the Beatles. It's just a lot of good music. Come through and kind of find what you like. There's probably something there for you. If you want the poppy early stuff, the crazy later stuff, the really crazy later stuff, there's probably something there.
Right. 61 years of music and 61 years.
At least 31 million people decided to buy all their #1 singles.
Right.
So
and they sold, I think, between multiple sources, I think it was like the lowest number I saw was 600 million copies of records.
Wow,
that's insane. And that was like the lower end because some sources were saying 800 million. So I was like, shit. I don't know if they just inflated it just to make it like that much closer to a billion, but they're like commercially one of the most successful bands probably ever, and they probably won't be beaten by anyone unless there's just like this crazy resurgence of like, or not resurgence, but like this suddenly new genre of music that someone pioneers. Wait, what was the numbers?
I was curious. Watched a video and it said search the greatest band of all time and see what comes up. Beatles are '1.
Led Zeppelin #2.
Yeah, and a lot of '60s bands. It's like the people who were alive in that era have a lot of power over writing articles.
Oh my lord!
That's a whole other side story I didn't even want to get into today. But really love the Beatles. Love all the stuff I've listened to. I've got a very curated playlist that I will be bumping probably in 6 months once I kind of wash the British out of my mouth for a little bit.
Once I forget about the Beatles.
No, just once you listen to a band that has this much content, this fast, I kind of want to listen to some death metal right now, if you know what I mean. So maybe we'll do the next freaking episode on fucking Gwar or something. I don't know.
Still can't believe they're still touring.
What?
Yeah.
Aliens from outer space. They can do whatever they want.
Our next episode's on Mario 64.
Ooh, that's a big one. Guys, suck at Mario. We'll get to it. I'm gonna beat it. I'm almost
suck at
there.
Mario.
We'll get to it. One person really loves Mario here. We'll get to it. That's the problem for next week.
The problem.
Yeah, because I got a 120. I said I was gonna do it. I'm terrible at Mario 64. We'll get into it. I've got some work ahead of me.
We'll both get good and it'll be fine.
I need to get a new Switch controller or something.
You can find us at the Saturday Boys Pod.
Thank you, Brandon.
Me at Pickled Brandon, my band, end credits. You guys?
Nick Benz 9001. I'm just going to start saying it. I'm not going to make the thing anymore. The meme's dead.
Yeah.
Concise Koala on Twitch and YouTube.
We have been the Saturday Boys. I don't know what this outro is.
Don't
Thank you,
either.
everyone, for listening. I've still got a little bit of drink left.
You've been the Beatles.
I've been the Beatles. You've been the Beatles. We've been the Beatles. Thanks for listening, everybody. It's a Saturday. I'm holding up an almost... this is just whipped cream. This is going to taste terrible. You've better than what yours is. So cheers. You guys are...
Cheers.
Thanks, everybody, for putting through us.
Putting through.
Putting up with it. See, the best part is I get to edit.